Hello, Anacortes. It's Nate Scott from Windermere Real Estate. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the affordable housing measure that is on the ballot and in your mailbox now. I've invited a few people in to talk to us about it. Vicki Stosh and Susan Rooks are going to talk to us in the next video actually about the projects that will benefit from the ballot. And currently I'm sitting here with Shay Schul-Burke, who is on the Anacortes Family Sitter Board, and she is going to talk to us about the ballot measure in general. Welcome, Shay. What can you tell us about this ballot measure?
Good morning, Nate. Thank you very much for having me here. You know, Anacortes is a wonderful place to live, but it's pretty expensive. And just like the rest of the state, the rest of the country, we are experiencing a shortage in housing that people who want to live here and work here can afford. We know that we have young people graduating from school who'd like to start their lives here, work jobs here, but they can't find a place they can afford. We've got seniors who've lived here for many years and they'd like to stay here, but they can't find a place to downsize to. We have the Family Center and the Housing Authority in our town, which are exceptional and give us infrastructure on which we can add housing, but financing is needed. So the state this year, the legislature passed a law that's giving us this one-time chance to bring in more funding, but only if it's used for workforce or affordable housing. How does it work? It's a little bit complicated. There are two major parts to it. One is a tax rebate that the state will give us. A rebate means this is sales tax already being collected. Folks are already paying it. It's going to Olympia. It's staying in the coffers in Olympia, and they control how it gets used. If we get a rebate, that's our money coming back to us for use here in the city of Anacortes, as long as it's used for workforce or affordable housing. That rebate will go away after 20 years. But in addition, if our city passes an increase in the sales tax, and it's important to note it's sales tax, not property tax, of 0.1%. That's 10 cents on a $100 taxable purchase. Then those funds can be used to finance 3 buildings run by the Housing Authority and the Finance Center that will create 45 new housing units. That's a substantial chunk of the need that we have in this town. You have to remember that there are a lot of important things that are not subject to the sales tax. Prescription drugs, healthcare, most groceries. So we know that not everybody wants more sales tax. Nobody wants a new tax, but the return on investment here is huge. What's the cost to the average household? It'll be under $20 a year. How can it be so little? Well, when you purchase a lot, if you go out and buy a $250,000 boat, you're going to spend more on sales tax. But if you're strapped for income, most of your income is probably going to go to rent, utilities, and groceries, and those things are not taxed. We think this is not only good for our community overall, for our young people, for our seniors, it's really good for businesses as well. We've heard from folks up and down Commercial Avenue that they're having a hard time attracting and retaining employees. They would like to see this happen so that the folks they hire can live here. Lots of other details. People can go to our website and contact us if they've got more questions.
So Shay, I understand this is a one-time opportunity. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's a great question. The way the legislature passed the law, it said that the Department of Revenue had to be able to begin collecting revenues in time to distribute them beginning in July of 2020. So we pass it now or we don't get to pass it at all. Of course, future legislatures can change the law, make new laws, but for the moment, this is the only option on the table. People also ask, well, is this sales tax permanent? Yes, it is until the City Council decides to repeal it or the state changes it.
Now you have a little bit about the background on the ballot measure, and you understand what it costs in taxes and why it's critical that we pass this ballot this time around. It is a one-time opportunity. If you want to learn a little bit more about the 3 shovel-ready projects that will benefit from this ballot, click on the link below. We've got a video explaining those. Thank you to Shay and Vicki and Susan for coming in and talking to us about the ballot and the shovel-ready projects. Remember that your ballots they must be cast by February 11th. You can drop those off at the library downtown. You don't need a stamp, but do get them in. Do go out and vote. We appreciate it, and we'd really appreciate a yes vote. Thank you, Anacortes, for listening. Have a great day.